the Jibokos, Paul, Lillian, Mr. Cyril, Gold for Daily, Madam Bumi. Thank you all for taking out your precious time to join today's session. I know you're not joining because what I want to say, you've not heard it before, but I know you're joining because knowledge is limitless. You could hear the same thing over and over again, but each time you hear it, you pick one or two things that could just be the missing link between where you are now and where you intend to be. So a warm welcome once again to everybody. And my name is Peace Abraham Ajayi. For those of you who don't know me, this is me. Peace Abraham Ajayi is my name, and I am speaking to you live from Canada, Winnipeg, Canada. It's very warm here, and I know that wherever you are, it's a bright day or a great day. And today I'll be talking about how to attract and live your dreams. Can someone help me with admitting people? We have lots of people joining. So let me share my screen. Yeah, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, what can you see on my screen?
How to attract and live your dreams.
Okay, so this is the topic we'll be talking about today, and I'm sure every one of us here have a dream, and that's why I'm not saying my topic is not about what is your dream or whatever. It's how to attract and live your dream. But we always come across certain roadblocks, and it's based off what our belief system is. So I would like us to have a moment of reflection, and I want this to be an interactive session. So you'll just type in the chat box what the top 5 beliefs that have held you back in the past is. You could just put 1 or 2, depending on what you think it is. For me, I grew up in a family where, in a society, not just in a family, in the church I used to attend back home then, they believed that women did not have a say, women should not preach, women should not, in fact, at a point, women sat at one side of the church while men sat differently. So I grew up in that kind of environment where women did not have a voice, and I didn't have female role models apart from my mom and one other woman who was an editor in Champion. Those were the only women I saw were doing well in their field. So what was a top belief growing up back then that you felt held you back? Just type it in the chat box so that we can just talk about it. I've told you mine. It's that women could not move forward. Women could not have a voice. Women could not be who they wanted to be. They had to just be submissive and just be in the kitchen and just take orders. They can't be heads of organizations and all those kind of things. So what's the story behind those beliefs? I just told you. What about your family story? Yeah, same thing. From the Igbo culture, a woman did not have a say. So my background and the environment I grew up in, even my church, did not share in the possibility of women rising to the top of their organization or just even having a voice. And as a child, I hated being a girl. I hated being born a girl. So I was a tomboy for most of my life. I was always fighting. I just loved to fight because I hated the fact that I didn't have a voice and nobody wanted to listen. Okay, a belief that you must know someone to be connected. Yes. So for me, it was just that it was so strong growing up that I just hated my sexuality. I wanted to be a boy at all costs. I didn't wear earrings till very late in life. I was always wearing trousers. In fact, the first time I wore skirts in school was in 200 level. And that's to tell you how bad I hated being a girl, because everybody around me just always wanted to silence girls. And this propelled me to want to make a difference. I just wanted to be a voice. I just wanted to be heard. Someone else said, yes, fear of unknown. And we might look at all these things as trivial, but it is us that is writing it that knows how difficult we've had to deal with these things. Sometimes we have opportunities just looking at us in the face, but because of these fears that we have downplayed. We don't accept responsibility to deal with those fears. How have these beliefs impacted your belief in yourself? I tell you, if you sit down to look at opportunities that have come your way, but because of fear, you just keep thinking of all the what ifs, and right in front of you, someone else just jumps in and takes a hold of that idea and starts running with that idea. And the next thing, boom, the person is made. Whereas you had that idea, maybe even before if you even are fortunate to ask the person, when did you have this idea? The person might just tell you, some weeks ago, I just thought of it, and you've had the idea since. And because of these limiting beliefs, we just try to play safe. We just, I've seen someone who was in my shoes. I always wanted to be a tomboy too, no jokes. Yeah. So now we've taken time to reflect. Now, what do you see? This is a camera lens. And what is it trying to do? It's trying to focus. So today, I'm asking us to focus. Leave those fears behind and look inwards. If all these fears were non-existent, what would you do? That is the focus I want us to do today. Yes, we have our dreams and we have series of limiting factors that are just coming up in our minds. Mind you, all these things are in our minds. So now, narrow your lens into that dream itself and ask yourself the question, if these limitations were not there, what would I have done? If a woman had a voice, what would I have done? If the economic situation is good, if you're in an environment that the government is working, what would you do? Because the thing is, if you're not able to focus and narrow your lens down to that vision or that dream that you have, the voices of external factors will be louder in your ears, in your mind, in your heart than the reality. And most times we focus more on the noise. We focus more on the distraction. And our dream just stays outside of that lens. Whereas what our focus is supposed to be has moved from our dream to the distraction. So now, assume in your mind that all those limiting factors are non-existent. What would you adjust your camera lens to see? That is the picture I want you to have. If you have to just focus on two things now, all things being equal, what would you see? So now, I need us to clarify what our dreams are. As a child, I used to have many dreams. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a philanthropist. I could make hair. I could sing. I could play the instrument. I could do 1,001 things. Then if you ask me, what do you want to be? I just tell you, I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be a singer. I want to be an actress. I want to be a model. I want to be. And I just ended up doing so many things. And today I am not a doctor. I ended up modeling, I ended up singing, I ended up acting, I ended up doing all those things in bits and bits and bits and bits and bits and pieces. That is the problem when we don't adjust our lens to narrow in into something we want to excel at. So now the question now is, clarify your vision. What exactly do you want to do? I want to make $1 million. I want to travel around the world. Those are ambiguous dreams. I want to improve my health. Those are ambiguous dreams. In clarifying your dreams, you need to answer certain questions. The why, the what, the how, the when, the where. If you don't clarify your dreams, you cannot articulate where you are going to. And those destiny helpers that you're looking for, you wouldn't find them because you're just out there doing everything. You're just out there chasing 1,000,001 things. Yes, it's good to diversify, but if you check out those who have excelled well in doing so many things, they have clarity of purpose for each of those things. As a child then, I just wanted to do everything. I wanted to be good at everything, and I tried my best to be. But you know, there's this adage that says, jack of all trades, master of none. And that is because I didn't take time out to clarify those dreams, to ask myself, yeah, I want to make it $1 million. How am I going to get it done? How am I going to do it? Am I going to start selling a business, or am I going to work, be an entrepreneur and work for someone along my career path? Or what exactly? You want to travel the world. Okay, where exactly do you want to go to? What type of accommodation do you want to stay in? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself regarding that particular dream that you have. And you need to visualize. If you don't visualize that dream of yours, you will just discover that you're beating around the bush. So now, I want this curtain to open in your mind. If you accept a limiting belief, then it will become a truth for you. Like I told you earlier on, everything is happening in our minds. If you accept that you would not meet the right person, if you accept that your business cannot grow beyond a particular level, even when somebody comes to have a business discussion with you, you would not be able to articulate your dreams. And you know, nobody reads minds. It's in discussion that people know where you're going to and how you want to get to where you're going to. And before you know it, you get that venture capitalist that you are looking for. You get that sponsor that you're looking for. But it all starts with you removing those limiting beliefs. And it doesn't just go by only prayer or fasting and prayer. You have to be intentional about dealing with those limiting beliefs. If you're afraid of taking challenges because of fear of unknown, you have to first of all accept that this is a problem. Then you have to strategically look for means to ensure that when there are opportunities, you start from little opportunities, you take them. You itemize what is the worst that can happen. You write out your risk. Okay, if this happens, this is how I intend to respond, so that when it happens, it doesn't hit you by surprise because you have anticipated it and you have prepared in advance for it. When you have removed those limiting beliefs, now you have to start exchanging those limiting beliefs with a belief that it is possible for you. If you don't believe it is possible for you, even when the opportunities come, you would not take them because you reflect what your mind tells you. I had an interview this week, And prior to that interview, when the company reached out to me, I just told myself, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I have not learned enough to take on this higher responsibility. That was what I told myself, that I'm not ready. At this stage of my life, when I go for interviews, I know what to say because I prepare people for interview. But because I had fed my mind with the fact that I have not learned enough, I did my own assessment. I was like, come, I'm not ready. I don't want to take on this opportunity and mess it up. I had the interview and they didn't call me. I didn't feel bad about it because I knew that I had already programmed my mind that I was not ready for that job. When I got my current job, the level between where I am now and where I was in Nigeria is 5 steps ahead. But in my mind, I told myself, I will get it. I am not qualified. Yes. I don't have all the required skills. Yes. Instead of accepting fully that I don't have all the skills required for that new position, I told myself I have transferable skills. I may not have all that role requires, but I have experience that can be used in that role. And my dear, I got it. 5 levels higher than where I was coming from in Nigeria. I got it. That is because I exchanged my limiting belief with my possibility. I had to tell myself, it is possible for me to get it. It is possible. I have something to offer. You might not be getting onto actualizing that dream of yours because you have not switched. You have not replaced those limiting factors. You have identified them, but you have not replaced them with something positive that would act as your springboard to actualizing that dream. So now we talked about clarify your thoughts, closely monitor your thoughts, and take inspired what? Action. Take inspired action, not just talking about it, not just crying over it, not just looking for a pity party to just make you feel good about your current state. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you taking inspired action towards actualizing those dreams. So now it says, when you identify a negative thought, challenge it immediately by coming up with 3 reasons why those things are not true. Yes, I don't have the right skills. I don't have all the skills, but I have transferable skills. Yes, I may not have the money to start this business, but I have integrity. I have time management skills. No business owner or business-minded person will want to deal with somebody who is not responsible, who does not have respect for time, who does not have integrity. There are certain things that money cannot buy. And somebody might be out there who has had bad people handle his business and just needs somebody to manage a region or manage a location, and you just have every other thing except the capital. And you might be there beating yourself that you don't have the capital to fund your dream, whereas somebody is looking for somebody who is honest and trustworthy and reliable and hardworking to invest in. So whenever that limiting thought comes to your mind, do what? Identify reasons. 3 reasons. If you don't have 3 reasons, even if it is 1 reason why you are a good candidate for that appointment, you're a good candidate for that business, you're a good candidate for that opportunity, and you will see that those things will just begin to fall into place. Then another thing I took note of here is that if an action feels heavy on you, that you are trying to force it to happen, my dear, it's not it. If you're trying to force a relationship to happen, it's not it. If you're trying to force things, you're doing extra hard to make that I don't know how to put it, but I'm sure you're getting what I'm saying. If an activity feels like you are forcing it to happen, then that might not be something you're really called to do, because if it's your dream, it will come naturally. They wake you up at night, it will come naturally to you. So another point I noted, for you to actualize your dream is to allow yourself to receive. A Bible scripture says, faith collect those things that be not as though they are. You receive in your mind's eye, you already have it. In your mind's eye, you already see it. It's done. But physically, it is not. But because you have allowed yourself to receive that grace, people talk to you and they feel the passion. And you know what? Relationship is all that it is. And before you know it, because you have received it through gratitude for where you are now, through gratitude for what you have achieved so far, you begin to see that those things that looked so big begin to come to you. So now, another thing is, I'll talk about journaling first. A lot of us don't journal. It's not in our culture to journal because Nigeria, especially Lagos, is fast life. You wake up in the morning, you are running out, you get into work, work is already waiting for you, you finish that, you need to get home quickly, you beat the traffic and everything. In trying to beat the traffic, you're still in traffic and it's just a crazy deal or crazy house. But you know what, in the midst of that madness, you can take out time to write ideas that come to mind, to write your pain points, to write those actions that you want to take to mitigate those pain points. And what that does to you, it brings you into the consciousness of those things. And even though your dream might not be happening the way it is, you're able to track your success. If you don't have a mechanism of tracking your progress, you won't know where you need corrective action. Then another thing, skill evaluation. A lot of us don't do this. A lot of us don't evaluate our skills. I gave myself as an example. I can do a lot of things. But you know, sometimes we downplay our potentials because those things that we feel are very, very tiny, that don't make sense to us, are actually big deal to other people. So in skill evaluation, we need to write out a list of all our passion and interest. After doing this, it says write a list of all your skills, small and big. Think about what you do every day in your job and life, your strengths when interacting with other people, because for me, it's my interpersonal skills. I got my job based on interpersonal skills. Topics you have studied in the past that you feel comfortable with. For some of us, the deal breaker might be our writing. We're very good at writing, but whereas we've been doing some funny jobs, whereas we have been called to be editors. Nothing is too small. Often we overlook the things we are good at because we find it easy and we take it for granted that every other person can do it. But those are the things that God has destined to bring us our breakthrough. I hope I'm talking to somebody. Write a list of all the ways you help other people or animals. Some people might love pets and they've been called to because here in North America, love for animals is another thing, is a money venture. So just write out all the ways you help people. Write a list of all the ways you want to help others. It might be through mentoring. It might be through coaching. Now, coaching is a big deal. People pay to have career coaches. People pay to have mentors, mentor them privately on certain aspects of their life. You might see it, you might have been doing it for free all along. And this session with me is just helping you to realize that all those little things that you do easy and you feel that there's nothing there, might be those things that God is calling you today to open your eyes and see that those are the things that will change your life. Look for any overlaps. This might be a good place to start building up on your new dream. You might feel that medicine is what you've been called to do, but what you've been called to do is the IT aspect of it and bringing innovation to medicine and not just treating people locally. It might be anything. Just look inwards and discover those little things that you take for granted about your life. So now, these are the activities I want us to do to help us attract those people. So find out the people who are living your dream now and find out what they did. For some of us, we're just dreaming. We're sleeping and waking up and dreaming. And we're not ready to do those things that those successful people did. Ask questions. How did you get there? What extra effort did you put in? Read books, read magazines, read blog posts on those areas, those subject areas that you have identified, those your little passion. Read a little about them and you discover some hidden things that you didn't know. Listen to podcasts and audiobooks. Watch how-to YouTube videos. Now, that you don't know is no longer an excuse because there are how to do this, how to cook a dikainko, how to decorate, how to do a lot of things. COVID has exposed a lot of things that all things are possible. Just go to YouTube. You would see how to. Take a course. Don't just sit down and be waiting for somebody to come teach you. Take a course. There are so many courses online. There are so many free courses and there are so many paid courses. Take advantage of them. Then develop your elevator speech. I watched something on Instagram yesterday. I won't mention the lady's name. She just opened a fashion house and they were asking her questions. Tell us about your fashion, your new line of business. And she was just laughing, holding the twins beside her and laughing and said, tell me, most of us miss opportunities because when the opportunity is presented to us, we don't even know what to say. We are not prepared. Prepare your elevator speech. 30 seconds elevator. My name is Peace Ibrahim Ajayi. I'm a chartered accountant. I work with one of the top 5 financial institutions, providing AML services to AML audits to financial institutions. What do you do? On my side gig, if you ask me what I do, I will tell you. I have been with the Green Mondays community and we've been providing health services to people, providing solution. What do you do when you have your chance to meet with that person, that destiny helper you've been praying for? What do you say? You might just have 1 minute to seal that deal. What would you say? That is your elevator speech. So one day, a light bulb can turn in your head. It can be today. For me, it was last 2 years when this light bulb turned in my head. And you know what? I just sat down there praying to God for a plan B. I didn't just want to rely on my job, my 9-to-5 job. I wanted a side income. And I got a phone call from the MD of Green Monday saying he's in town. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll come see you. In fact, I have something to, don't tell somebody in North America that you're in town and you're going back to Nigeria because they'll backload for you. Immediately he said it. I just remembered I had something to say to my mom. I went to meet with him and right there, he just told me that he brought some reader bitters. And I'm like, reader bitters, me, sell reader bitters again? No way, I'm not selling. I just came, I'm trying to get my foot down in North America. I should now start selling agbo. You look at me like this. Do I look like, how will I even tell somebody? I don't even have friends here. How many people do I know? It's just to go to church, I'll come back. I'm not a worker. I'm not this, I'm not that. And you know, I had a ton of excuses. Where will I start from? I'm not in any association. Who do I? He just said, carry. Just take 1 carton. I said, I don't have money. He said, no problem. When you sell it, you pay me back. That's how I carried it. And that weekend, we're going to have a women program in church, and they said everybody should come. If you sell anything, you could rent a canopy or share a canopy with somebody and display your products and sell. And I'm like, Father God, I've been praying for plan B. Open my eyes to that thing I could do on the side. And I was like, what's that you have in your hand? I said, I don't have anything. And my eyes just went to the carton of Vida bitters on the floor. I'm like, me, I can't sell this thing. Who do I know? Well, you have an opportunity now to sell it. Mind you, this was a Thursday and the program was on a Saturday. So I quickly called and made reservations to share a canopy with someone. And I paid the money for a small session of the bulletin so that they could advertise there. I got there, put my table, everybody, because nobody really knew me in church. So everybody was going to other tables. I was there. In my mind, I felt like a loser, but I just told myself, I'm not a loser. I'm not a loser. So when people pass, like, will I now be begging people? Because I don't like begging. Those that know me know that I don't like begging. So I will do everything within my power to make sure that I don't beg you for anything. So that when I tell you I'm sorry, you know I'm really sorry. So when people pass, I'm like, would you like to look at what I'm doing? Well, this is video bitters. Oh my gosh. No, thank you. And you know, it was kind of discouraging, but I just encouraged myself that all I need is just 5 people to buy my bitters, just 5 people, and those people would testify later. And because I set my mind at 5 people actually bought. I didn't sell more than that. And the cost of the bitters just paid for the canopy that I rented. A canopy was $100, half to share $50. I sold 5 for $100. So it paid $50 for the canopy space that I got, and the $50 for the adverts. It just covered my capital investment. But from that meeting, I started having referrals. I started having repeat purchase. I started selling, and like joke, the 20 cartons that the MD brought to Canada, I single-handedly sold all. It was after I had sold all that I joined a meeting like you have joined today, because then I was just like, let me just help you sell the bitters. It was after I had sold the 20 that I joined a meeting like this one that you're in today. And I heard what you're about to hear now. And I made up my mind to become a distributor. I started signing up people, and my story went from just being a retailer to a networker. So now what's your dream? Finding your reason why is the first step to finding success. You've been able to narrow your lens into what your why is. If you want financial freedom, what is your why? What would you do with the financial freedom that you have? This is the structure of the organization. Oh, it's moved. Okay, so let me just jump to the products that we have. The name of the company is Green Mondays, and we are the manufacturers and distributor of the Reader range of products. We have the Reader bitters itself, the cleanser, the disinfectant, the restore, fat burner, the hand sanitizer, the balm. You see this balm? It is small, but the testimonies from the balm are amazing. We have a refreshing body wash. We have a lot of things that are just mind-blowing. And you know what? Our aim is to help provide solutions to different health issues. Most ailments are toxin-based, and they come from oxidative stress. There is no how you can be living on this earth that you will not be exposed to any of this. If you're not drinking or you're not exposed to alcohol, you will be exposed to someone's smoke, or smoke from exhaust pipe of a car, or from contaminants, or you're not having good sleep because of the stress in this world, or you're taking a medication and it's leaving toxins in it's treating one thing and causing several havoc in one system. So there's no way we can say we are living without being exposed to oxidative stress. And this oxidative stress breaks down our cells. Most of us don't even see the symptoms until later on. And for some people, they are not usually fortunate to see it at the early stage. Boom, they see a symptom that is indicative that they are at the last stage of certain terminal diseases. That will not be our portion in Jesus' name. So, depending on where these toxins have a high concentrate in, the individual begins to see different kinds of symptoms. If it's in the skin aging, dermatitis, sunburn, different kinds of things. If it's in the kidney, renal failure, chronic kidney disease, depending on wherever it is. You might not have any of this, but you might have a loved one who is suffering from one of these issues. And that is where our product comes in to play. You can be part of the Green Mondays community by being a distributor. The best place to join is from the VIP level. And you'll say, wow, 750, that's too much. But trust me, the benefits of coming in at this level is mind-blowing. It gives you access to a lot of things. Another way to come in is through the platinum, and these are the products. It's not as if you just come in, you pay this money, and you're not getting value. From the products that you get, if you sell them, this is the retail profits that you can make from them. Then when you come in at the bronze level, you just, from level 1 to 7, you get 100% payouts. From level 8 to 12, you get just 10% payouts. Why would you want to join at this level when you can join at this level and earn 100% payouts from levels 1 to 12 and enjoy 2% global share monthly? So this is why I told you that joining at the VIP level is the best. But if you cannot afford that, join wherever. And as you grow, upgrade. As you grow within the business, upgrade. Your rank determines your depth. In this business, there are several ways to earn. You can earn from retail profits, but if you want to do the network marketing bit of it, you are exposed to earning from all these points here: instant reward, personal bonus, GMS reward, matching personal bonus, depending on your activity. Some people have this mindset that there is one free money somewhere. There is no free money anywhere. Everything is hard work. You have to treat this like you would treat your own business, because this is your business. It is your business. People come in and like, it's not happening the way I thought. If you had your shop, if you opened the shop and you stocked it with goods, would you resume early? Would you create publicity for it? Would you go on social media and advertise? Yes, you would. So same thing with this business. As you grow, as you put in as you put in the work, you get to earn all this. There are 13 ways to earn. Retail profit, which I did for over 1 year, is just one way to earn. You can earn from all these buckets. So for somebody who wants to just have an idea of what is possible in this business, this is the projection based on the power of 4. That assuming I have 4 active people, I sponsor 4 people to do this business, and those 4 people sponsor theirs. This is the possibility. If everybody is doing their business the way business should be done, this is the possibility that could be made. If everybody does what they should do in 1 week, this is what is obtainable. If they do it, if they achieve it in 3 weeks, or 3 months, this is what is possible. So depending on what you put in, it's like garbage in, garbage out. If you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't advertise, nobody gets to know your product. You don't get to sell. You don't get to recruit. So it's not magic. I don't want you coming in and feeling like, oh, Peace Sweet talked me. No. It is what you do that determines the result you get. So this is the possibility that is available within our network. When you buy products monthly, this is what is available. When you buy your GMX, you get this. If your downlines do their GMX, you get 2,000 from 4, like that, up to level 12. And from that first board that I showed you, if you have downlines up to the level 12, this is your earning potential. So if up to your level 12 does their GMX consistently, this is what you get. From matrix, when they move to level 1, this is the reward that comes to you. They move to level 2, this is what comes to you on each of your accounts. They move to level 3, this is what comes to you. So if you have like 3 people who moved, you have 3 people who moved to level 3, 3 people who moved to level 2, 3 people who moved to level 1, you have this multiplied by 3. That is how real it is. And it just gets better up to level 6. When you get out of level 6, you go back into level 4, you re-enter again into level 4. It just gets interesting as you go higher. Now, we've come up with solution packs, because Some people would call and they want to register, but they don't want all our products. They just want products to address certain ailments. And as a company, we are we're providing solutions to meet certain health challenges. So for somebody who has fertility issues, a man and a woman, we just recommend, instead of telling them, okay, buy 2, buy 3, and you know what, when you have just one bitters or one cleanser, you tend to just try to minimize it. You take it today and not take it tomorrow. But when you buy everything at once for the 90 days, you are compelled to be consistent. It's possible for you to run out of your supplements, and you just say, okay, I would get it next week, and next week turns to 1 month, and you come back and say, the bitters did not work like you said it would work, but you've forgotten that you did not take it like it should. We always discount herbal medicine. We always look down on nature because it is not magic, forgetting that anything that is natural takes its course. We've had tremendous testimonies with the bitters. Even though it is natural, we have seen cases where people get results within 1 day of use. We've seen people get results within 2 days of use. We've seen people get results within 1 week. And I'm not talking about just minor issues. I'm talking of mind-blowing testimonies like diabetes wound getting healed, people with prostate cancer recovering, people with breast cancer bruises closing up, people with arthritis, people that had accidents and couldn't walk for years, with just the bitters and the balm, and they are able to move. We've had amazing testimonies. So these solution packs have been designed to ensure that we provide a holistic solution to address certain common illnesses, like the diabetes lifestyle pack, the hypertension lifestyle pack, the senior citizens pack, the pain and arthritis pack for men and women. And we've included other products to ensure that their whole well-being is taken care of. Because sometimes we have certain issues and we focus on that, forgetting some other small issues, forgetting the pain that we're feeling because of the diabetes. We feel like diabetes is the major one, but the person is also suffering knee pain. Whereas while taking just the bitters itself is dealing with the pain internally, and the balm that we have included here is taking care of that arthritis pain. So we've included all this to provide overall wellness for our clients. So if you're here today and you have somebody or you yourself is facing any health challenge, just reach out to the person who has invited you for this event and know that while you are chasing your dream, this might just be the perfect opportunity that God has brought your way to create an additional source of income for you. You might be very good at talking to people. You might be very good at what you do currently, and you already have the network. So creating or looking for a new network to market your product is not the issue. This will just come in handy and create that other platform that you can leverage on and build your team. And you know what? In this business, you're in this business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. There is support. There are trainings, you have your upline support, you have your upline support, you have your team's support. People in Nigeria can reach out to me to ensure that their clients in Canada are serviced and their products will be delivered to them. I can leverage somebody in Akure to deliver products to a client that I have in Akure. So you are in this business for yourself, but you are not by yourself. I hope I have been able to inspire somebody that what you need to achieve that your dream is right in you. All you need to do is take away those negative thoughts that always pop up in your head. You cannot remove it, but you can replace it. Replace it with positive energy. Replace it with positive alternatives. Journal, say positive affirmations. Look for those who are excelling in those fields. Reach out to them, if you cannot reach out to them, go on YouTube. There are lots of materials that you can read. And if you're interested in joining this business, if you're interested in taking advantage of this opportunity that we have to provide health solutions, to add value to people's lives, to aid people who are sick and who are suffering and spending so much on orthodox medicine, get their healing. We don't heal, God heals, but He has provided alternative remedy in herbs. This is Reader Restore. I take this to help balance my hormone. Every household needs one of our products at least in their shelf. And I tell you, you would not regret this. So our time is fast spent. I would open this up to anybody in the house who wants to testify, who has used our product and wants to testify, so that it's not as if this is just sweet talking us. We have 7 more minutes. So please, can somebody just share a testimony on the efficacy of Veda Bitters? Does anybody have something to say? Just unmute and share your testimony. Nobody?
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Our Canadian queen. Yeah, thanks for your presentation. My name is Bumi Omojokun. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Yeah, so on Wednesday this last week, yeah, I took the COVID vaccine.
Okay.
And earlier around 4:30 a.m., I took Reader Bitters prior to my going to take the vaccine. And I took light breakfast because a friend of mine told me I should eat before going. So I took it, I came back. Well, I wasn't feeling anything, but I knew I could have slight fever. So what I did was I rubbed the balm on my forehead. I didn't want to go for any paracetamol or something, even though my sons were telling me, Mommy, you better take, because one of them who came down with fever. I got him paracetamol when he refused to take Reader. So I said I wasn't going to take any paracetamol. The older one said, you better do this one that you're always talking Reader. I said, that's all I know, it's Reader. So I didn't take it. The following day, I rubbed the balm again. Then in the evening, I took Reader. The following day, I took Reader, and I have been fine. So I've been telling everybody, I said, look, this Reader, you need to be taking it. If you have not taken, you need to take. And where I went yesterday, I made sure I gifted people the 30 meals for them to go and test. There was one grandma there who was, she was somehow, I gave her the bitters and the balm. And the daughter narrated to me how she's been feeling and that she's on this hypertension medication. I told her this is what you need to get for your mom if you want her around for a long time. So she said she will get in touch with me during the week. I pray she does, because I told her every family needs to have at least one of our products. So that's my testimony. Reader has been good. I didn't feel any pain from the vaccination spot, even though I was feeling it the following day, but later on, I just like, where is this pain? After taking the Reader, I didn't rub the place with the balm, but I rubbed every other area of my body, and I sweat. So I wasn't knocked down. So Reader, it's really working.
Thank you so much for that. I would share a testimony for my daughter. The weather just changed here and it's been quite sunny. So I think she's having allergy. I don't know, but she has this rashes all over her body like measles. And she was really well. I said, bring reader. I was like, Mommy, please, let's go to the pharmacy. So went to the pharmacy. They gave her Reactin. She drank it. It wasn't working. They came back, Mommy, it's not working. I said, so now would you drink reader? She took the reader, and I took the reader itself and rubbed it all over her body like calamine lotion, because the rashes started turning to like hives. So you'd see some swellings like that. And I'm like, this thing is beginning to look like measles, and the itching was too much. I rubbed her body with the reader bitters like you would normally do with calamine lotion. And the itching just subsided. Wow. And she was like, Mom, it's like it's working. I said, it's working. Then you know how it is when one has itching, when you take your bath, it increases again. So I told her, you know what, use the reader body wash to take your bath, use the reader cream to apply the reader cream on your body. So I just remember the balm, that balm is small but mighty. So I mixed the balm with the reader body butter and rubbed her skin. Yes, I rubbed her skin, and she was like, oh, Mom, I like the way the sensation is calming. I said, yeah. Before you knew it, the itching subsided seriously. And she had been on the Reactin for like 2 days. It wasn't working until she agreed to drink the reader bitters and allow me apply it. So we have lots of testimonies. I don't want us to exceed 1 o'clock. So thank you all for joining. I don't know if MI is on the line and she wants to say anything.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like